Scene 1. They call it Megalodon, and its teeth still show up in beaches millions of years after it died out. Otodus megalodon was not a monster from a movie. It was a real shark, possibly as long as 15 to 18 meters, cruising warm seas, cutting across continental shelves. Today we'll follow its teeth, its bites, and the fossil evidence that tells a different story than the headlines. One about ecosystem power, not myth. Scene 2. Start with the teeth. Megalodon teeth are triangular, serrated, and built like broken picks. Each tooth could reach over 18 centimeters high. These teeth weren't for nipping. They were for slicing flesh and bone. The jaw spread, anchored by huge muscles, could create a killing machine for large prey. The shape and wear on teeth record the shark's diet and the violent way it fed, and that record is a direct ticket into ancient ocean life. Scene 3. The ocean Megalodon lived in mattered. Paleotemperature data and fossil sites show it favored warm, shallow seas along continental shelves, places with rich prey and protected bays for breeding. Imagine foggy, sunlit shallows, schools of early whales, and a top predator waiting below. These habitats left abundant teeth and bite marks in the sediment. The pattern of fossils helps paleontologists map migration, nursery areas, and hunting grounds without seeing a single living animal. Scene 4. Here's a rehook. How powerful was its bite? Biomechanical reconstructions, using tooth size, jaw shape, and comparisons to modern sharks, estimate a bite force several times greater than a great white's. That's enough to bite through whalebone. The physics are simple. Bigger jaws, heavier muscles, and huge teeth equal a force that tore blubber, shattered ribs, and sent prey from the water column to the seafloor in pieces. Scene 5. But Megalodon didn't just bite randomly. Tooth marks on fossil whales show targeted attacks, bite patterns on flippers and ribs, healed scars on juvenile whales that survived, and fatal punctures on adult bones. Those patterns match ambush-style hunting near the surface or in shallower waters. Think of a silent, enormous silhouette below a pod of whales. A single strike could disable a large animal and create feeding events scavenged by dozens of other creatures. Scene 6. Comparing Megalodon to modern sharks helps explain behavior. Unlike great whites that often bite and retreat, Megalodon's teeth are broad and thick, designed for killing big-bodied prey in bulk. Its body mass would have let it swim powerfully, not with quick bursts, but sustained force. That suggests long-distance movement along coastlines and repeated attacks on large cetaceans. Over millions of years, that pressure reshaped whale populations and their defenses, from speed to group behavior. Scene 7. Another twist. The fossil record hints at nursery areas. Smaller megalodon teeth cluster in shallow coastal sediments, while bigger teeth appear in deeper shelf deposits. Juveniles likely used protected bays to grow, feeding on fish and smaller prey until they could take bigger whales. Nurseries are a hallmark of large marine predators today. Finding similar patterns in the fossil record tells us Megalodon followed the same life strategy, a critical insight into how it sustained huge size and numbers. Scene 8. The strongest evidence comes from bite-marked whale bones. Paleontologists have matched bite spacing to Megalodon teeth and reconstructed attack angles. In some cases, we see sequences, multiple bites along the ribcage, then toward the flippers. Those aren't random scavenging marks. They're signatures of active predation. When you tally sites across the globe, a consistent picture emerges. Megalodon was a global apex predator that repeatedly targeted large marine mammals. Scene 9. That leads to the ecological payoff. Megalodon likely forced evolutionary changes in whales and other large prey. Faster swimming, tougher bones, different migratory routes, and tighter social groups all could be responses to a giant predator in the water. When Megalodon vanished, those selective pressures relaxed. The disappearance reopened niches and may have allowed modern baleen whales and other large marine animals to diversify in new ways. Scene 10. Time for myth-busting. Despite pop culture, Megalodon almost certainly did not hunt humans. Humans and Megalodon didn't overlap. Its range and warm water preference mean it rarely visited cold, temperate coasts where early humans lived. And it wasn't a mindless killer of everything that moved. Its body form and prey signatures show specialization on big marine mammals, not random aggression. Scene 11. So why did Megalodon go extinct? The leading ideas are climate cooling, changing ocean circulation, and the decline of warm coastal nursery areas. As seas cooled and new whale forms evolved, Megalodon's specialized hunting and life cycle may have left it exposed. Food chains reorganized, and smaller, more adaptable predators moved into places it once dominated. Extinction removed a giant architect of the ocean, and the seas changed around its absence. Scene 12. In the end, Megalodon is less a lurid boogeyman and more an ancient architect of marine life. A predator that forced whales and seas to evolve. Its teeth are more than fossils. They're evidence of long-term ecological engineering. When we hold one up, we're looking at the tool of a species that shaped oceans for millions of years. If a single predator could change the course of whale evolution, what modern predator is quietly shaping our oceans today? The narration ends here. Loop ending. Return to a close-up Megalodon tooth, sunlit in shallow water, to echo the opening image and invite comments about modern ocean guardians. Estimated narration word count. Maki 1,020 words.